How to write a narrative essay. Do you find it challenging when writing a narrative essay for college? Is it something you dread about doing? Stay with me for several minutes and I will guide you through the process. Hi there, I'm Enrique, and here at Studybay you can always find professional help with any kind of essay or other paperwork to improve your grade. In this video, I will share with you some surefire tips on how to write a narrative essay. Let's get started right away and understand what is a narrative essay. Narrative essay definition. A narrative essay is an essay type that has a central point or a single motif around which the entire narrative revolves. Most narratives' main aim is ensuring that there is a lesson or a major experience that the audience can connect with while reading. Writing such descriptive and engaging pieces is a challenge, but it also can be fun too. It gives you a complete control over the creativity by being the author in every sense while you are just a high school student. Components of a narrative essay. A narrative essay format consists of three core components. Let's take a deep dive into a narrative essay outline and discuss each component. First, the exposition is critical. Exposition is the background information that the reader needs to understand. So, what is the purpose of a dialogue in a narrative essay? Well, you can divide an exposition into two types. First, if you are writing a new story based on your personal experience, then your character's dialogue and thoughts are enough to give the reader a background. But if you are writing about a pre-existing tale, then you need to dedicate the introductory paragraph to the exposition. Second, there is no story without a complication. The audience loves a complication. Therefore, your plot should lead to a conflict in a series of events. A complication enhances the plot line and makes the narrative more interesting while creating the suspense. The audience will develop an interest in how your protagonist and antagonist come together due to a complication and the final face-off between them. Third, ending. Everything that starts must conclude as well. And a resolution must come after the failing action where your protagonist finds a solution to the complication. The structure of a narrative. To write a good essay, you need to follow the proper narrative essay structure. The structure includes, as you probably already know, introduction, right? Is the part where you try to, catch readers' attention. Therefore, you must come up with a strong hook to keep the audience engaged in your narrative essay and also to provide background and a gist of what your essay will focus on. The central theme is developed here. You will mention why a particular event was essential to the story. Thesis statement. Thesis statement forms an integral part of your introduction. You should state every life experience that the story has taught or the character in your story in a single sentence. It acts as a summary of what's about to come. Make it interesting by using adverbs and modifiers and be assertive as possible. The main body. The main body is what your story is and what brings it to fruition. The plot, the suspense, the introduction, your character, everything. Include their thoughts and feelings in every part of your writing and make it engaging. Write about the complications and conflicts that arise and be specific but descriptive. Personal narrative essay and literacy narrative essay are the types of descriptive essays which pay a lot of attention to detail. But be careful, you need to stick to your plot and only provide relevant information. The conclusion. The conclusion is critical. It is final impressions of your narrative. The audience will form their final view, the point based on the way your conclusion wraps up the plot. Narrative essay writing is not just about building an exciting plot, but also the way it ends. Make sure you write a conclusion that has a lasting impact on the personal reading of your story and does justice to to your plot. Helpful tips. Dynamic vocabulary. If you are looking to interest your readers even more, then using a dynamic list of words can do wonders. You can include idioms and metaphors. A bit of slang doesn't hurt either in your story writing, as it adds crunch to the story and it's more reliable to the readers. Don't stick to similar phrases and vocabulary throughout your story. It makes your work seem a little bit repetitious and unimpressive. Avoid referencing. Narrative writing is mostly the first-hand experience of the writer or a narrative imaginary story to the reader, so you don't have to include countless references or samples to show how you have cited from different sources. Check if the structure makes sense. Yeah. Your structure must be in chronological order. You don't want the reader to get bored or your work by reading, like back and forth. Maybe the information is mentioned in one paragraph. Don't repeat it. Don't repeat the information here and there, or your work will have fragments of a story that is just plain and dense. Align your ideas. Your narrative essay ideas should not contradict each other. Well, the readers, they don't really like paradoxical work. They appreciate clarity and things that they can grasp easily. People read for comfort, not confusion. So make sure every single idea and character goes together and works beautifully in the story. Things to avoid, like everything else, there are certain limitations on narratives as well. So let's see the things you should most probably avoid completely while working on a narrative. Lack of suspense. It makes the narratives down and boring, so make sure the work you present has the elements of suspense to engage readers. And avoid dialogue confusions in your writing. Make sure you decide what each character are gonna say in the story. Otherwise, you will have a bad piece. And another thing is, don't go over the top with your information. Keep it subtle. The audience is reading a narrative, not an informative and factual essay to enhance their knowledge. Well guys, I hope this information was helpful to you. For more info and related personal narratives, essay examples, and also professional help, check the link in the description below. To be alerted whenever we post new content, please subscribe to our channel, and if you like this video, hit that like button, leave in a comment what you can improve and your impressions, and I see you in the next time. Thank you, namaste, bye bye.